Good morning. Loki says good morning. No, you don't have to yell at them. They can see you. Good morning. Good morning. Shh. Get down. No. Good morning, everyone. Do you want to play with this? You have to get down. Yes. Okay. Ready? Nope. There it goes. All right. I got a new toy for him to hopefully distract him. We'll see if it works. Loki is totally ready for today. He's like, I'm good to go, Mom. Good morning, Bead Kind. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Jude's Closet. Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Caroline's Resale. Hello from Texas. Caroline's Resale. Are you near Austin? Because I'm going to be going to the Whatnot Summit in Austin, Texas, April 25th. And what I'm hoping to do is April 24th is I land at noon. And I want to head from the airport to the closest Goodwill outlet, which I think I've found. Because I haven't been to the bins in so long, and I want to go. So that'll be... Will there ever be a summit in Canada? Bead Kind DIY? Probably sometime in the future. But the Austin bins or the bee's knees, I want to see it. I want to see it in action. I love the fact, so Austin is very progressive. So there's like a whole, I've already found all these really cool vintage thrift shops all in what looks like the Gay Village. I think it seems like it's the Gay Village. It was hard to tell. I didn't Google Gay Village yet to see, but there's like this really cool strip that looks amazing. So I can't wait to go there, but I don't have a lot of time because I land at noon on Friday and the event on Saturday is all day. And then Sunday I leave at 1 p.m. So that leaves me only a couple of hours to thrift in the morning on Sunday. So I kind of want to hit a whole bunch of thrift stores all at once. Because, when I travel, I thrift. Good morning, Allison. Good morning, DJ E. Good morning, Be Kind DIY. Hello, Mary. Good morning. Lois Fines, good morning. Who else is in here? Touched by Autism, good morning. Thrifted Sisters Unlimited, good morning. Nescore, good morning. Mia Vita, good morning. Good morning, Megahertz, what's up? I'm going to boop you. Boop. There we go. Good morning, everybody. So welcome in. Keep Austin weird is our motto. I love that. I love it. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm very nervous about going into the States, to be honest, just because of what's going on. But since they don't seem to be going into, red is conservative and blue, so it's the opposite here. So they don't seem to be, ICE doesn't seem to be doing things in red states as much as they're doing things in blue states. So Texas is still a red state until November. So I feel like I'll be okay if I just fly. I'm just flying direct. I paid the extra to fly direct into Austin, Texas. So Spazzy, good morning. What a great name. Allison, good morning. So this morning we're going to be talking Fashion FriYAY again. We're going to be interviewing somebody, lovely Emmy. She focuses on Y2K. Good morning, Dave from Alberta. Exactly. That is exactly the emoji when I think of thrift stores. That's okay, awesome. I am glad Caroline's Resale, because I'm not gonna be blatant about politics, what I wear. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm gonna wear yet. I might get some t-shirts made up for the day. And also I need ideas as to what I'm flying Air Canada, which means if I want to bring luggage, it's going to cost me $75 each way to bring luggage. So your girls is just going to do the carry-on, which also costs money now to get carry-on. I had to upgrade to do carry-on. What the fork? Anyways, so I upgraded so I can have some clothes with me. Otherwise, I'd have to thrift everything. But since it's only 2.5 days, what I'm thinking is I will bring some Canadian goodies to hand out while I'm there. So the major question is, I can't bring my hot sauces in that. Maybe I can ship them down there to myself. Maybe I'll ship some stuff down to Texas. Maybe I'll do that. Yay! Caroline's Resale says, by the way, I received my very first Canadian buyer shortly after watching your algorithm chat. Yay! I'm so glad. That's so exciting. So today we're talking with, I got distracted. Sorry. Today we're talking with lovely Emmy, who is an experienced reseller, but who hasn't done a ton on Whatnot, but has sold over 100 items on Whatnot already, and is in the Y2K. It does a lot of Y2K fashion shows, which that's just like my old closet that I got rid of. For me, that's how I feel. But then I was old in Y2K, so I wasn't wearing the cool kid stuff. I was wearing the go to the office stuff. Christy M says, my stepson had a hockey game in BC. His mom paid for everything, baggage, tickets there and back, and still had to pay $150 for luggage to get home. I know. It's insane. It's insane. I was booking my tickets during my bowling game last night, because if you don't know, there's the lovely Emmy. Hello, lovely Emmy. How are you? Good morning. What we're gonna do is I just kind of do an intro chat for a bit. Everyone kind of shares their shows and asks any questions they have. And then Melody will come on, and I will co-host with Melody briefly so that she can introduce the lovely Emmy, because Melody is in charge of choosing. You've broken that box now, buddy. You cannot do that. You were too fat. You can't do that. Melody chooses the guests. And so Melody will come on and chat for a bit, and then we will bring on lovely Emmy. I'm so looking forward to chatting with you. You might as well wear all your extra clothes and not put anything in luggage. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll just layer. Stop. I don't want to hear you. No. I don't know what you want. What Loki want? Go get your toy. Where's your toy? You broke it open. Sorry, everybody. My husband is downstairs, but not helping right now. Okay, come here. You want to come say hi? Come on, up. No, come up. Come here. No. He broke his toy. You broke it. I can't do anything about that. I can't fix your toy. You broke it. No. Yeah, sorry. Volume down. Yeah, every morning Loki has to provide his opinion on things. What Loki want? I don't see what you want. Go find your Trump doll. Where's Trump? Go find Trump. He's over there. I don't know where he is. Nick! Help! Help! Stop! Enough! Go see Daddy, please. Oh my God. Come here. Go see Daddy. Go. Hang on. I'm gonna block it off so he cannot come back in this way. Oh God. No. Go see Daddy. Sorry, everybody. Come here. Nobody wants. No. Dog whistle won't work. He needs distraction and play. And food. Food is a distraction, but I don't have any. So, okay. Daddy's got him. This is why Daddy retires. I mean, Loki was not this vocal before. To be honest, it's not Nick's fault, but Loki was not this vocal before Nick retired. And now that like Nick's home, it's like he has to like talk to me and respond. I don't know if he thinks he needs to chat back to me or something. I don't know. Sorry, everybody. Welcome to the wonderful world of my life. ALR, good morning. So good morning, everybody. Sorry, welcome in. We're going to be, he's very not low-key. Yeah, no, he is named after the god, the Norse god of mischief and mayhem. That is my dog. He's the mischief and mayhem is his thing. We're going to be talking with lovely Emmy today. As soon as Melody comes in, I'm just going to page her. Hang on one second. Boopity boop. Melody. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of melodies now out here. Melody, there she is. There's a lot of melodies on Whatnot now. Good morning, ALR. And if you're wondering, yes, it is snowing out. It's the snowstorm has been going on for about an hour, but it's only supposed to, according to Alexa, it's only going to be 8 centimeters. You just got it this morning? Oh, well, I think we must be having another storm because it wouldn't have gotten to me yet from you. Because you're pretty far away, megahertz. You're in the same province, but you're very far away. So as soon as Melody comes in, we will chat with her for a quick bit, and she will let us know why she picked our wonderful guest today, lovely Emmy. I can't wait to talk to her about her Whatnot journey, her resale journey, and advice she has for other sellers. And we're going to answer your questions. So get your questions ready. If you have questions, they don't have to be related to fashion. We talk about all things seller in my segment. That's what it's about. It's a seller chat. We talk to fashion sellers. Christy M says, we went from almost spring to winter overnight. Happy the snow stopped, but it's cold, -25. Oh, what is it here? See, I haven't actually gone outside. It is 1. Is that 1 Fahrenheit or 1? I don't know if I'm in Celsius or Fahrenheit today. It says 1 degree. Oh no, it's Celsius. So I'm 1 degree Celsius. We don't need, it's okay. Oh, always in the morning, Melody is usually just fresh out of the shower when she comes and chats with us. So she's squeaky clean. Christy said, my husky doesn't even want to be outside. Really? Oh my gosh. Yes, Christy's in Alberta, and oh gosh, you just got slammed with snow. Absolutely slammed with snow. Hopefully it gets better. So check your email. I know Austin, Texas is not that close for most of you, but Whatnot is hosting the very first for Whatnot. They've been around for 6 years now. This is their very first Whatnot Summit. They have a lot of really great speakers lined up. Some people that you know who come into my show and chat are going to be speaking. A lot of great community seller chat hosts are going to be speaking at the event. One of my favorite clothing sellers who does like from palettes, Renzi is going to be, when I first started doing seller chats, one of the first people that I tagged and talked about in my show was Renzi, RNZY, and he's going to be at the summit. So I can't wait to meet him in person. Also, because he gave me a $50 tip that day when he came in. No, I'm busy. No, I have to ignore the dog. Sit. No. You won't stop. Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Coin Roller. How are you? Yes, there was snow on Victoria Island. Yesterday, Peacock did report in the morning that it had started to snow, and then 5 minutes later it had ended. So, that was a big snowstorm for them. Victoria Island, ground to a halt. No, I'm kidding. They're okay. They know how to deal with snow. Does anyone have any questions related to Whatnot before we start doing the bring on Melody and then chat with lovely Emmy? I can't wait to talk to her. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to learn about her experiences off Whatnot and on Whatnot. What else do I need to tell you? Megahertz says, I would love to mention this. Everyone that has been contacting me with questions and such about your first streams, I'm glad I can help out. I love that. Yes, Megahertz, you are such a great supporter. If you're not following Megahertz 101, which for those of you who are listening right now is MHZS 101. Devanero says, any news on weekly bundling not available for all sellers? There seems to be a glitch for some people, Dove and Arrow. I am not sure why. So I definitely contact Whatnot support to find out why it's not showing up for you. One of the things is are you not seeing the toggle at all? Like, is it not, you can't find the toggle, or it's grayed out for you? Are you seeing, is it just not there? Let me know. I had to go. Yes, you do have to go onto the web browser to turn it on. It's only for sell as a buyer to turn on weekly bundling. It's on your phone. Yeah, no toggle. You tried on a computer under shipping. So when you opened up shipments and then you opened up the sidebar, you go to open sidebar. Did you do that? Because it go to seller.whatnot.com, go to shipments, then in the top right hand corner it says open sidebar. It's a little tiny button, and then you have to scroll down to get to, once that sidebar opens, you have to scroll down. Yeah, check there, because some people miss it because you they open the sidebar and they don't see it at the top. And when they first started it, it was up at the top, and now it's farther down, I've noticed. So I would definitely check there. A lot of people have, oh yeah, as a buyer, you should, it should be on. Sorry. I don't know why I got something in my eye. Allie's Kids Club says, my baby's watching with me and he keeps randomly laughing. It appears he's like, hello, baby. Hello, baby. Kids do like me. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Yeah, see. I can play this game all day. Yeah, I'm glad you still have it as a buyer, but definitely check to see if it's not there as a seller. He smiled and laughed again. Yay! Is a seller, check to see if it's there. It's there. Yay. Okay, yay. So that's the thing is, dear Whatnot, I know I emailed you about this and you said, good point, Kim. Thanks for letting us know. But it's still not clear on the help.whatnot.com. It is not crystal clear. You need to make it crystal clear. You're welcome, Dove and Arrow. I'm glad you have weekly bundling now. For those who don't know, Canada now has weekly bundling. It's a feature for Whatnot sellers. I'm just going to see if I got a message from... Oh, shit. Okay. Melody, so it's a weekly feature for Canadian sellers. It's also available in Germany, Australia, Austria, and the United Kingdom. Germany, Austria, and Australia were the first ones to test it out. Thank you so much for doing that. Especially my friends down under for doing that. You tested weekly bundling. You got it improved to the point where it could be brought to Canada. If you are a US seller and you're like, why don't I have weekly bundling yet? I'm sure it's coming. It's just the US market is the biggest chunk, like 85% of Whatnot, I think, is American. So they want to make sure that they've got it right before they bring it to the United States, because it can get messy. So, oh my gosh. Loki, go find a toy. No. He's back. You're just going to have to grab him. I'm sorry, love. Enough. He shopped with Danny. Okay. It's, you know what? We're going to, everyone please follow our guest today, who is lovely Emmy. Lovely Emmy, sorry, there she is, lovely Emmy. So everyone please follow lovely Emmy. Emmy, thank you, Megahertz. Emmy, if you're ready, we're just gonna pop in because it's already 1:15. So I have an Instagram message from Melody, but it's transcribed, so I don't want to play. It's a sound message, so I don't want to play it so that you can all hear, just in case. So I'm going to bring you on now, and you can introduce yourself, and we'll just go from there. Is everybody ready? I'm so excited to talk with Emmy. Okay, and just a reminder for Emmy and everybody else, I can't see you. I don't know why, but there's a glitch in the matrix, and when I am co-hosting, I can't actually see my co-hosts. So I'm going to be nodding and smiling. So if there's something that you're showing me, please describe it like it's a video description for the blind, because I literally cannot see you. So I apologize for that. All right, I am going to first allow to moderate, and then there it went again. You know what, megahertz, if I had it on my, if I had space on my table right now for a laptop, I would have the laptop on. I did that before, but I also found that I was like looking over to the side, which made it look like I wasn't paying attention. So I switched. Oh, for the love of all things holy, Loki, go away. All right. He's back again. Okay, I have invited to co-host, and let me just get rid of this pinned thing. Sorry, I just pinned something. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't know
How's
if
the
you
sound?
guys. Yeah, I wanted to make sure my sound is good because I have this little thing here.
Yeah, your sound is more than good. It sounds good to me. Does it sound good to everybody else? Are we good here? I think we are. Closet Quiz says, you know what? Do you have much help and instruction you give us tuning in? No, you're welcome. Loki, you have to stop.
Hey, Mello.
Hey, Melody. Sorry, we've just jumped on in, Melody. Sorry about that. Um. So sorry. Loki has distracted me for the 20,000th time today. I'm just gonna unpin this item that I have here. So while I'm doing that, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your selling journey and who you are and what you love and all that kind of fun stuff.
Okay, so as selling, like when you say selling journey, do you mean like how I got into whatnot or like just the overall thing?
Overall, overall, yeah.
Okay, so the overall thing, guys. All right, I'm gonna try to be quick because I don't know if some of you guys go on my shows normally. I tend to talk too much, so I'm gonna try to not go on a tangent. All right, so I started off on Depop. I don't know if you guys know the app Depop. If you do, cool. If you don't, well, it's basically like Poshmark in a way. So I started off on Depop. I was trying to sell with my sisters on Depop. We did a sister account, but we didn't sell anything. So we ended up just quitting, you know. And then I think 2 years later, I tried selling again on Depop. Didn't work. I did not sell anything, so I just quit again. A year after, I did the same thing, quit again because no, no sales. And I did that another time, and it was the same thing again. But then, I think it was the fourth time. People say third time is the charm. I think that's the expression. I'm not sure.
Yep, third time's the charm.
Well, that's not true. Well, at least for me. So it was fourth time is the charm.
Whatever
So
works.
exactly. So sometimes you have to try like as many time as you need to in order for it to eventually work, or sometimes you need to give up. Okay, but anyways, so basically, fourth time was the charm. Um, I started putting listings on Depop, and suddenly it was working. But I did not make money. I was actually losing money, but I didn't know that at that time. But that's another story. Like for now, I'm just gonna explain like how I got into reselling. But yeah, I was losing a bunch of money. Um, and then yeah, but then I deleted that account a couple weeks. Not a couple weeks, a couple months after that, and then this year, or not this year, 2025, I did a Depop account again, and it worked again because at that time I knew how to like sell on Depop, and this time I was making money. Okay, and but then I got into Whatnot. Okay, because there's a shop called Doll Skills. I don't know if you guys know that shop, but it's really alternative type of clothes, right? And so yeah, so doll skills, like the when you go on their website, they sell a bunch of clothes. When you go on their website, there was like a little link that said like live shows, and I was like, live shows, where? You guys are. I was so confused. I thought maybe it's a fashion show, like Jeff does, his little fashion shows. Anyways, so so I thought it was probably something like that. So, but every time I would miss their live shows, so like it was no use. But then one time I went on their website, and then like I saw that they were currently live. I was like, let's go. And so I went on their show, and then like it brought me into this magnificent app that's really addictive, right?
Very.
It brought me there, and then like I was like, wait, what's happening? What is this? That was so different for me. It was so confusing. Um but yeah, but that's how I got to know Whatnot. But at the time, I didn't think of selling or whatnot. For me, it was just like I'm gonna buy a bunch of stuff, let's go. But at first, it was really just that shop that I would buy from, and then eventually, I would buy it from a bunch of American sellers, which the shipping is atrocious.
It
Okay,
is.
but like at that time, the whatnot Canada was a deserted land, so like exactly. No,
It's
but actually, I would look like I would try to look at the what's it called? You know when you go in the search bar, and then I would try to look for Canadian shows because
yep.
I thought maybe the shipping will be like less expensive, but like there were almost none. And like if there were shows that were scheduled, people wouldn't do their shows. Like they would always reschedule. So basically there were almost no shows. But
Yeah.
anyways, so yeah, so like that's how I got to know whatnot, and then eventually I was like, well, maybe I could start selling. So I did the program. I think it's what did it call the like the it's not formation in French. We say formation, but in English it's what training. I think
The
it's the training.
onboarding,
Huh?
I think the onboarding where they do the did
Yeah, they explain everything and
yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah. So I did that. Yeah, the training. But so I did that, and like I thought, but they're not gonna accept me. Oh, like why can't I just sell like other platforms? I think like I don't know if you guys thought the same thing, the same way as me. Like when you see that you have to apply and then they're gonna see if you can sell or not on the app. For me, it was like they're gonna say no. I know it, but
Not right
like
now. They'll say yes to anything.
no, but it's actually they accept so quickly and so easily. I think they accept anyone. So I was just like, okay, cool. So I was so happy, but like, guys, when I did the training thing, like I did that like I think a year ago, and I never sold anything because I never did a show. I would just buy a lot. So I mean, it was fun because it's almost like when you get your when you do your driving license type of classes, and then you finally get your permit. But
Yep.
then like, oh, I'm a unlock egg.
Yeah, you're an egg
How?
now.
Oh, nice, thank you. But yeah, so it's kind of like when you get your license to drive. So you're happy, but you never drive the car. You never drive a car. But at the end of the day, you're still like, well, at least I have my license. Well, that's how I felt. It was like, okay, cool. At least I can sell stuff. But like, I wasn't doing shows until like a year later. So this is basically my journey.
I love that. And you know what? It is actually smart that even if you're not ready yet to start selling on whatnot, apply to be a seller. Apply now to be a seller because right now, yeah, they're not as strict as they used to be when it comes to accepting new sellers. So you're more likely right now to get approved to sell on whatnot. But that can change overnight. They can change their policies overnight and go back to the way it used to be, where it was like at one point it was an interview process. You literally got interviewed before you could
Yeah.
become a seller on whatnot. And then they went to you needed to show a lot of information about your background. You had to have a good, solid selling background. And you needed to show that you had inventory and prove that you had a source for more inventory, that it wasn't just like, I'm going to sell what I've got in my grandma's house and then I don't know what I'm doing. It was so like when 3 years ago, it was way harder to, and then even before that, it was way harder. So it can change because at some point, Whatnot's going to say, you know what? We're at the saturation point. We need to start getting picky again. And they will start doing that. So if you were thinking,
True.
I don't know if I want to become a seller or not, first and foremost, get an account and save your username. Whatever username you use on your other socials, you want to capture here so that when you do want to sell, you're not like, oh, I can't get my name. I now have to go buy a different brand. So make sure you solidify your branding and then apply to be a seller on Whatnot. And I think sometimes people say, I'm going to apply, but I don't think I'm going to sell for a while. Sometimes you surprise yourself, right? And then all of a sudden you are selling because you decide, oh, you know what? I think I'll try it. I'll try it after all. But definitely get that Whatnot account and set up and apply to be selling.
Well
Um,
said.
yeah. So, okay, I love this. Um, approximately how long have you been selling online? Like you said, Depop, you tried, then not tried. Did you try other apps as well, or were you reselling in other ways?
It was Kijiji. I think in English it's also pronounced Kijiji. I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kijiji. Yeah. Yeah.
Kijiji. Okay, it's a
Kijiji.
bit
Yeah,
different.
we say Kijiji. I
Okay, I
like
see
the way you say
Kijiji.
it better. I like the French version.
I like the way you say it.
We have
But
that
yeah,
hard K.
Kijiji. So
Kijiji.
on Kijiji, it sounds weird when I say it though.
No, I love it.
So I'm
Um,
gonna say Kijiji because it always sounds a bit weird for me.
but
But yeah,
that's
so
really cool because that's not easy because you get, I'm sure you get tons of like, is this still available more than anything else? Like kind
that's
of
on
like
Facebook
Facebook
Marketplace.
Marketplace.
Yeah. But I don't like okay because when I was younger, when I was like a teenager or whatever, like if I didn't need something, okay, cool, Kijiji, easy
Yep.
breezy, and like people would buy a lot. Like it was so easy to sell on Kijiji. Like I didn't sell on Facebook Marketplace. Kijiji for me was the bomb. But like yes, I would sell like just stuff that I didn't need or like my mom needed to sell something. It was like, it's okay, I'll take the pictures, I'll list them, easy breezy. And then people would come and like buy stuff like so quick. But then eventually I switched to a Facebook Marketplace because Kijiji suddenly became like dead, kind of dead. But
Mm.
like so yes, I would sell a lot on Facebook Marketplace, but it wasn't like reselling as in like you source to sell. It was just like my stuff that I had. And so I would make like a little bit of money like that. But yes, Facebook Marketplace, you get a lot of like, is this available? And you're like, well, yes, it is. Do you want it?
Or I'll
You
give
know?
you a buck. I know you're asking
Oh,
100, but I'll give you $1.
oh
I'm
yeah,
coming.
no.
I'm on my
Oh,
way.
oh. Wait, but that never really happened to me though.
Oh, that's
But
good.
like it would happen to a lot of people that I knew. For me, it's more like, is this available? And like, yes. And like most of the time, they want me to ship the item. So I tell them, well, if I ship it, I'm gonna have to charge a bit more. And then they're like, why? And I'm like, well, because I'm shipping it.
It's shipping.
I'm
It's called
moving. Like,
shipping.
I'm giving like what. But yeah, so I did sell a bit like on Facebook Marketplace and then and I mean Kijiji and then Facebook Marketplace. And then like I tried Poshmark, but I didn't really actually try it. I just created an account and never like, because I'm like, I feel like the platform is a bit too like not what I like. That's my
Mm.
preference at this point. And so yeah, so I did Depop and then like whatnot. And I think that's all. Yeah, that's it. Pretty much.
So, it's Depop is just static listings, or is it live
Yeah.
listing? It's
No,
static
no.
or
Yeah,
live too?
exactly. No, no,
Okay.
no, it's not live. It's basically like Poshmark. Like you just take your pictures, you list the item, and then you wait for somebody to want to buy it. So that's why I prefer
Twiddling your
Whatnot.
thumbs.
Yeah, you're like you're like this. No, like that's why I prefer Whatnot because like it's quick, and like it's so quick.
It
Like
is.
you sell things like tuck 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 tuck. Like this, like really quickly. But yeah,
Yeah, it is. And you don't need to do pre-listing if you're doing random pulls. So you can do a show that's not even pre-listed, and then stuff that doesn't sell, you can then spend the time to list it and sell it in another show. So there's a lot more options than just.
but that's funny because I see a lot of people and whatnot do that, but I don't do that because like my mind is a bit like I need things in order.
That
So
makes
like I
sense.
need to know like what, because the second show that I did. Okay, so the first show that I did was like everything in the shop. I took like pictures, and also I love taking pictures of the clothes, like because suddenly I can see the potential of the clothes even more. And sometimes like I'm like, wait, but why am I selling it? I should keep it. This is mine. This is too
Oops.
cute. So, but that's like actually like something annoying when you're a reseller is that you buy clothes and you want to like resell it. But like if the items are too cute, you're like, but it cannot leave the house, it needs to stay here. And so you end up losing money because you keep a bunch of clothes.
I know. I'm guilty of
But
that.
yeah, like it's I don't have the word in English, but it's Is it would double-edged sword would be
Yep,
like a good?
it is a
Okay,
double-edged sword. Yeah,
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, I was thinking. I forgot what I was saying.
Oh,
Wait,
we
what
were
were we
talking about
talking?
Depop and static listings, and
Oh,
that
wait, I remember.
you like to pre-list.
Yeah. So my second show, I decided to do a mystery pool, and oh my gosh, like like I was my brain was going like this because like Jeff, we're twins. That means we're twins. Because, like my brain was going like this because it was just like, okay, but like that item, how much does it weigh? Because it was so complicated. Like I had like my room was a mess. I put every clothes like I had to I don't know how people do like mystery pools, but that's how I did it for the first time. And I don't know, maybe there's like like a more easier way to do that. But like I had like I had the clothes in every different bins that had different like weight um measurement, whatever, just in case,
Hmm.
so I don't like mess up the whole like shipping thing. And then
Yeah.
like also yeah, like then when I didn't remember the items that I had because I couldn't see them. And then like when I would pick up an item, I had to like put a random price. So it was just like, oh no, it's too hard. Like I prefer like having things in my shop. That's what I prefer. But yeah,
and
but like every seller is different.
and I think that's the thing, is that Whatnot gives you the flexibility to do it whatever way you want.
Yeah, that's
And so
cool.
you don't have to, if you don't want to do random pulls and you want to have everything pre-listed, that's you. It's like, it's what I was, you do you, boo. Like, just do what you love, do it the way you love, find the way that you love to sell on Whatnot. And that's going to change. Like a year from now, going into one of your shows may be totally different from your shows now,
Yeah.
because you'll have changed a little bit and adjusted and found something else that you like. You may have watched somebody else's show and gone, oh, I like the way they did that. I'm going to try that in my next show. And that's the cool thing, is that you can take what you like and leave the rest from other people's shows. You can listen to chat shows, learn something, try it out. I don't like it, move on. Or you can be in someone else's show and see something that they do and be like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I like that. Um,
Mhm.
if you get a chance, do watch Renzi, who's an American seller. He's selling from pallet items. So it's like Carhartt and Nike and all those things. A lot of like sportswear, a lot of that,
Mhm.
hoodies and that sort of thing. But like, I mean, and he's not starting at dollar starts. He does not start at dollar starts. He starts at his lowest possible amount, and the bids still go up past that. And he has it all just organized by colorway, and then by like size. So colorway and size, and he just like grabs, and it's so cool to watch. If anyone gets a chance, go watch one of Renzi's shows. He's usually on in the morning, so I haven't been in a while because I'm on in the mornings. um, but you learn a lot from other people on this app that you can take with you, and then just adjust it to the way that you like to run things. So what made you decide, what really made you decide to try Whatnot? um what was it that was the most attractive to you, that you said, I'm going to start now selling on Whatnot? Because you said you got your account, but then you waited a bit and now you're starting to sell. So what was it that really got you to say, you know what, it's time now, I need to start doing shows?
Oh, that's actually like a really good question because well, first, the reason why I waited is because I didn't have the inventory, to sell and whatnot. Which is funny because I got accepted and I kind of lied, I think, on the because they ask you a bunch of questions. Do you have the inventory? And I was like, yeah, you know. But like, I didn't have the inventory. Well, actually, I did have the inventory. That's a lie. I did have the inventory. The thing is, it's just when I would go on whatnot, I would see a bunch of people have so much inventory. Like you see, they're in a room with a bunch loads of clothes, and so you're just like, but my inventory doesn't look like this. I need more. I would keep thinking like that. So it took a year for me to actually have inventory. But like the problem is that my clothes would sell on Depop at the same time. So like every
Mm-hmm.
time I would add inventory, the clothes would be gone. So it's like I never have inventory. But what really attracted me in selling on whatnot is just the element of connecting with your audience, your buyers, with the people who come in. I thought that was really cool. because I've always been somebody who loves being online, have friends online and all that, So I thought it was really cool. I love this aspect and all that. And also clothes move much faster. And like I don't know, people in the chat most of the time, like during like shows, people are funny. So it's just fun to interact with people and all that. So for me it was really like that aspect. But yeah, but I would put it off for like a year. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's okay. If I mean, if you're not ready, don't push yourself. I feel like
Mhm.
if you're not ready, it's better to just give yourself that grace and say, I'm not ready yet. I will do it when I'm ready, and not
Mhm.
try to push yourself. Um, some people
But it's
do
not
need to do the
scary.
push.
It's not as scary as people think doing a show actually. That's the thing. Like if it doesn't sell, that's what I was telling myself. I was like, when I'm gonna do my shows, if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. But at least I did it. Because oh my gosh, selling like this, I think it's like huge exposure therapy, if I'm honest. If you're
Mhm.
somebody who loves to stay like hidden like me, most of the time I don't like being like okay, like my social accounts, I would delete them. I would create an account, delete them all the time, because eventually when too many people would follow me, I was just like, okay, I'm out. So I'm that type of person that's like a hermit, and I'm like, I don't want people to like see me and all that. So like whatnot was exposure therapy for me. But yeah.
I love that.
Oh, you're so sweet. I don't know how to say your name. DJ777. And that's the
And
thing with whatnot. The names are so special. Like
I
every
know
time it's
everyone's
funny.
got awesome names. I love all the names that people have on
I
here.
know. And
And
sometimes you want to know why. Like, what does it
well,
mean?
and that's a cool part of, like, you can do that in your shows, is say, oh my gosh, I love that name, where does that come from, tell me more.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're not going to answer you, but a lot of times people will answer and type out a reason why they have the name that they do, and it's really sweet. Like it's the first three it's the first three initials of my kids' names or
Mm-hmm.
something, right? Or it was my favorite toy when I was a child. Like there's so many sweet things that just make you want to go, oh dear.
I know. It's
um
so cute.
you had mentioned that were watching other sellers and seeing them with what you thought was bigger inventory, and that was one of the reasons why it was holding you back. And I think that's one of the really important lessons for all of us, is that compa- um, comparison is the thief of joy. And you need to remind yourself of that. When you compare yourself to someone else, you're robbing yourself of an opportunity for joy. So um if you are like, well, I don't have enough, what is 20 items is enough, because 20 items is like a good, if you're taking your time to explain each item as you go, show measurements, show it all around, do close-ups and everything, that's like an hour show, at least an hour show with just 20
Mainly if you
items.
talk a lot.
Yeah.
And I talk too much during my show. So, like, me having 24 items, and really I tend to try to have 20 to 24 items, it can take me sometimes 2 hours, okay? Because I talk too much.
And you know what, if people are enjoying that, that's, it's this is shoppertainment. This is also shopping with friends, because you mentioned how you love the fact of whatnot, that it's like the interaction, the jokes, and the fun. That is like you're with friends, and you're with friends who care. You will find, if you're listening right now and you're thinking, I don't know if I want to do my first show, I'm really nervous, I'm telling you, I've been in so many first shows where I'm watching, just kind of listening in to see. I don't want to jump in right away. um People step up and say, you're doing great, keep going, you're awesome, congratulations on your first show, welcome to whatnot. And then if someone's having trouble, like, I don't know how to run this item, people will say, like, click here, then click here, then click here. The community here is amazing. And I don't know if you feel the same way, if you've experienced that, where the community like basically supports you as you try. Did that happen for you as well?
Well, funny enough, the thing is, like I said, I spent a year on one not just buying stuff. And like when I started discovering the Canadian side of whatnot, I love the community so much because I was outside the border. I was in the
Yeah.
US like before then. But like when I like went back into the country. Like the people, like the community, the whatnot Canadian community is amazing. Everybody's so sweet. Everybody loves to support everyone. And so like starting to sell, it felt like almost like you would still be like almost held in a way,
Yeah.
because I really knew the community a lot. So like it was fun to see people pop in and be like, "Oh my gosh, hi, we're meeting finally," because that's kind of funny also because normally when you chat, people don't really know what you look like or who you are. But then like once you do a show, it's like, "Oh, this is who you are." That's so interesting. Like I've seen like creators like Jane. I think her name is Janessa Vanessa. She sells on
Hmm.
Whatnot, by the way, guys. You can go and follow her. Like it's funny because I used to know her from Duchess Vintage, another seller, by the way, guys. Shout out to her too. So so I used to know her from like her shows, and like but then once she started doing shows, you're like, oh wow, Janessa, you're so different from what I thought. And like she's really cool. She's so like alternative. She has like colored hair and all that, and she's like and also what's funny is that you get to know like the seller's uh style because of the clothes
Yeah.
that they decide to sell. So it's so cool. I really like it.
Yeah, and the closet queen says always congratulate first show sellers and support them with kind, uplifting comment. Even if you don't buy, it is so helpful, and that's so true. I mean, just go
Hmm.
in. You don't have to purchase something. Just go in and say you're doing a great job. Congratulations. Welcome to Whatnot. It is so very true. And AHJC says, and it seems people, Canadians anyways, want the Canadian space to grow.
Yes,
Totally, and it is like
totally.
it is expanded so much in the last, I'd say, like 6 months. The Whatnot Canada has grown so much. They've been doing marketing and promotions. They've been doing a lot to help to grow Whatnot Canada. So they started off last year. They switched us to, hey pickles. They switched us to Canadian dollar selling, because that was actually, so for us as sellers, we miss, I'm sure a lot of us miss the US dollar because of that conversion rate, right? That 30% bonus that you would get when you converted your money over to Canadian dollars. But it was one of the biggest feedback that Whatnot was getting about why Canadians were not joining Whatnot. And I was seeing it too when I would show people the app and I would say, check it out. And they'd go, but everything's in US dollars. I don't want to buy in US dollars. I want to buy in Canadian dollars. I don't want to have to figure out the conversion. And so when they did that switch, that was like one of the first steps towards, and then they added chit chats on, and that was kind of part of trying to help to support and grow Whatnot Canada. And then all the promotions that they've been doing. And now with the women's fashion promotion, they've been working so hard to expand Whatnot Canada. And it's working. It's definitely working because we have so many new people that have come on board lately, which is very exciting.
I find it really interesting because what you're saying for me is so foreign. Because you've been here for like 3 years. Is that
Yep.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
so
Three
for you,
years.
like you've seen a lot of changes because when I decided to start selling, Chit Chats was there, you know.
Mm,
There was like still like and also there was the conversion, so I could see like my money while I was in the US. I could still see like how much it was in Canadian dollars. So
yeah.
like it's funny that like all those things you're telling me were not there when they're actually so helpful. you know.
They're hugely helpful.
So
They're
that's why
hugely
you guys, if you want to start selling and whatnot, it is the time because like we have so many cool features at the moment, mainly with the weekly bundling.
Yep.
Like you were saying earlier. Oops. Yeah, like we have so many cool like features. And again, you don't need to start selling now. At least just have your account just in case.
Yeah.
So you don't
And
like because I do believe they're gonna be really picky because like the Whatnot Canada scene is becoming like it's booming a lot more right now. So like I feel
yeah.
like they're gonna be really picky. So
Yeah,
put your
you want
foot
to
in
you
the
want to
door.
apply now, get in while you can, and start to build. Even if you don't want to do, like, go full time on Whatnot and you just want to just do one show even a month, starting to build your Whatnot business now is important because we're on the ground floor. We were in the basement. We have now advanced to the ground floor, y'all. We're on the ground floor of the skyscraper, and we have like huge room for growth in the next, like, think about the growth of Whatnot. I think what did they say? 25 million people created accounts last year. Whatnot Canada is just starting to expand and grow. People are starting to learn about Whatnot in Canada. It is going to be like, so if you are not starting to build your Whatnot business now and you wait until Whatnot's bigger, it's going to be that much harder for you. The people who are here now building their Whatnot business, even just small incremental builds, are the ones who are going to have their foot already in the door when we get shot up to the moon. Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to go from ground floor to those elevators in the big gigantic office buildings in downtown, like downtown Montreal and downtown Toronto, where like they go up like 75 like that. That's what Whatnot's going to be like. So if you're not in on the ground floor now, you're going to miss out on that opportunity later. HJC says, are there further steps to take to become a seller? So you just apply to be a seller. If you use someone's seller referral code, like if you use my seller referral code, I do offer as a free as a free thing, because you've used my code and I'm going to get a kickback from Whatnot. I actually do coaching with you. I'll do 2 hours of coaching with you to help you build your business on Whatnot. I don't just kind of go, thanks for using my code. I will actually, if as soon as you're ready, I will do 2 hours of one-on-one with you. Oh, and because I think that's totally fair, and because I want to help you grow. So you can use my seller referral code. Having a seller referral code does help you, because Whatnot knows that you're already connected with someone in the Whatnot community, and community is so key that that would be my recommendation. And now I haven't looked at the application lately to see what it asks for now, but basically what it asked for in the past, and probably still does, is they want to know, like, what's your experience selling? Even if you 20 years, if you're older and 20 years ago you worked in a retail environment, that's selling experience. Even if anything that you do that has sales involved in it, even if you haven't been reselling anywhere else on any platform, any experience you have around selling, even if you say, I do a garage sale like 3 times a year at my house and I always sell out, or I volunteer at my church for their bazaar, that's selling. All those things count.
You know
And then
what's
you want to make
funny?
sure that you
When they
explain. Oh,
ask
sorry.
me like what's your experience as selling, I basically just wrote, well, I was selling a lot on Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace and people would buy, so that counts.
Yeah, that does
And
count. Totally.
but they didn't care. They would like accept anyone. Like when I was applying a year ago, they would accept anyone.
So
But like most of the time, oh sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 go ahead.
Now I just wanted to reply to AHG. No, is it JC? I'm
JC. Yeah.
always mistake JC. Okay, cool. Because in French, the J is G, is G.
You can say it.
So
You can
like
say it
it's
in French.
inverted.
En français is fine. We did learn our alphabet in school. We didn't learn much else in French, but we got through the
So if
alphabet.
you hear me say certain words in French, pardon me. Okay, it's just my English is rusted most of the time. But so yeah, like basically, if you already applied to become a seller and they accepted you, then you are a seller now. All you have to do is do a show.
Yep.
Literally, you just do a show now. you know. So like there's not any like the other steps that you need to take is basically just figuring out what type of seller you are, and
Yep.
also how you can like um be able to sell your items. But like basically that's the only other steps. Or and also you need clothes obviously, or like not necessarily clothes, but like something to sell.
Inventory.
You need something to sell.
Yep.
But like I said in the beginning, I thought I needed a bunch of inventory, and I realized I don't need all that. It depends on certain sellers. Certain sellers, like, they sell every single day, so like having huge inventory is really good for them. But I'm the type of seller that sells like once a month. Like I do like maybe a week of selling, and then like, well, a week of selling, I do like 3 shows sometimes, and then like suddenly I disappear. But it's not, I don't disappear because I want to disappear. It's just like, it's like, I don't know, it's just I take my time, because I'm trying to figure out things and all that. But like, yeah, most of the time, like, you just need to figure out what type of seller you are. If you already have items, then that's cool. You can do a show right now if you want to. Like, if you have time, go and do a show now. I don't know, but yeah. So it's basically just that. And if like you don't understand certain things or you're confused, you can always message any seller on Whatnot Canada. They will answer you. Like
Yeah.
people are so sweet on Whatnot Canada. It's amazing.
Yeah,
So like
absolutely.
yeah, so don't be shy. If you have other questions, just put it in the chat. Like
Yeah,
we're gonna try
definitely.
to answer them.
Feel free to ask any questions you'd like of our guest or just in general about selling, because that's what we're here for. And Melody, let me know how you are for time, for because we have about 10 minutes before it's 11, so let me know. And anyone who wants to share their shows, feel free to, and ask your questions as well. um, and
I'm not an expert. Jeff, I'm not an expert, okay? Now, hold up. I'm still figuring things out, you know? But that's the thing. Okay, so I'm going to give you an advice when you start selling. Hey, so when you start selling, you can try also to do like different times, like try to sell at different times to see what times you prefer, different dates to see like what your buyers prefer. Like because for example, some people will sell just only on the weekend, others are going to sell during the week, people are just going to sell in the morning, some in the evening. I tend to prefer selling in the evening, but then like sometimes something that I realized once, because I did a show like at I normally I do my shows at 8 p.m. So like on the weekdays. But what I realized is that at a certain hour, people are just totally gone. They're like, "Yo, I'm tired. I need to go to bed." So like then I changed a bit my format, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna not try to sell too many clothes at once, and just like do like 1 hour shows, so it's quick and people get to have like their items without feeling like I'm too tired. I need to go to bed. Like my eyes are red or something like that. So you try different things. You try to understand your Sassy. How are you? So you try different things. You try to understand your buyers. And also I was gonna say something, but I forgot. That's the thing with me. I forget everything. That's the problem. Yeah, I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, but what's fun is with the weekly bundling now. That's such a saver, because something also that I realized is that some of my buyers probably don't necessarily like that the shows, because my shows are very quick, okay, most of the time. But like at least if it's quick, then at least I try to have like shows like back to back, if that makes sense. So a show today, a show tomorrow, a show the next day, so that buyers can still bundle, because there's the weekly bundle now. So
Yeah.
so you try different things, and then eventually you start to understand, okay, maybe I prefer doing like this, that way, whatever, and all. Even when it comes to your shop, try different ways to do your shop. Look up at other sellers, how they do their shop, and then like you can try to see, does it work for me. And then if you do it once and you hate it, never do it again. That's all. So
Yep.
at least you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a question up above. DJE asks, how many items should you sell on your first show so that you're not overwhelmed? What do you find works for you?
So again, that depends on the person. In the beginning, I thought I needed 60 items to sell, or like 100, which when once you start selling, I'm going to call you DG, okay? That's okay. So once you start selling, you realize that like having even like sometimes 30 items, if you're somebody that talks too much to, you realize, wow, that's a lot of time. Like how am I gonna sell? Like you're at item number 10 and you're like, wait, but I have 20 items to go. How am I gonna do that? Like I need to be quicker, because I think people are starting to be like, okay, like I have to go sleep, I'll be quick.
Yeah.
So it really depends on like your format. But like if I'm honest, I think like you can start a show with like 30 items, and that would be totally fine, even just 20. But like if you want to, like, um okay, it really depends again, but like just do your show, start at least with maybe like 30 items. And like if you realize that you're somebody that talks a lot, then you know that maybe you can cut like short on items. Or if you felt like, oh, okay, so like I did 30 items but my show lasted just an hour, I want my shows to last like 2 hours, then you know that you need to sell 60 items, you know, so that you
Yeah.
can double your time, you know. But also sometimes it just depends on the chat. Sometimes the chat is going to be more chatty some days, so suddenly your shows are going to be longer. But like, yeah, me, Jeff, we're twins. Like I used to do 3 hour shows because I was like this, you know. But like, also the thing is, DG, is that like once you finish doing a show, you're going to have like a analytic. I think that's how it's called. But like they're going to show you how long your show actually lasted. You know,
Yeah.
you love when I, yeah, but like, thank you, Sassy. You're so sweet. You know, but yeah, so basically they're going to tell you like how much your show lasted, so based on that, and like, I mean, you're gonna remember also how many items you put in your shop. Anyways, it's going to show how many items you have in your shop too. There's that too, you know. But like once you see that, if you see like, oh, after like 2 hours I was feeling a bit like drained, or I don't know, it felt too much for me, then you know that you can cut short on your items. But I would say 30 items if I'm honest, because that's how I started. I had like, no wait, I had 41 items or 46 items when I started. And like, so maybe between 30 to 40 if you want to. But again, if you don't have that many items, you don't need to have that many items. Don't have 5 items. But even if you want to, like
You
later
can do
on,
5 items.
exactly, that's what I was going to say, because
Yeah.
later on, if like if like you already have like your buyers, your audience, and all that, you can just be like, hey guys, quick show. So like, come and get the items really quick. 5 items for today. You know, like that's what's fun with Whatnot. You decide what your shows are like. You know,
Yeah.
but
Total flexibility.
exactly, it's super flexible. You know,
And there's
mainly
no real
once you
one
have like,
way to do whatnot. There's five
exactly.
million ways to do whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So technically, like DG, if you only have 20 items, do a show with 20 items. That's totally fine. Even like if you have 15, you know. But I do believe though that when you start, it's better to have like not 5 items. That's the thing. It's better to have at least like above like 15 items. That's what I believe. But once you're gonna start selling, you're gonna realize I don't need 40, 50, 60, 80 items. I don't need all of that. Like you realize that, and that's why I was like, why was I waiting so long to sell? I didn't need that many items, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah, you're gonna learn.
and one of the things that holds some people back is they think I have to pre-list, and if you want to pre-list, then my recommendation is that you set aside a little tiny chunk of time, have a little area in your house that's your listing area, that like you can, even if it's like inside of a closet, that you can just open the closet door and there's your setup. Have your little have that little setup, and then say, every day I'm just going to do 15 minutes or 3 items or 5 items. I'm going to list them. And you will find that that builds up really fast to the number of items that you have listing. If you don't go, I have to do a show and I need to do 50 items, it's overwhelming. So if you break that down over a few days and say, and sometimes just giving yourself like, I'm just going to do whatever I can in 15 minutes every single day. That's not a big chunk of time. Like we spend more of that time doom scrolling, right? But sometimes you get into the groove and you end up going past that 15 minutes because you're enjoying it and you're in a groove and it doesn't seem like work anymore. And if you just set aside every day, like every day, get up, have breakfast, brush your teeth, get dressed, and then list 5 items, and just try and set a schedule, that it helps for people who get overwhelmed by the idea of like, I need to have 35 items before I can do my next show. And then also, if you finish a show and something doesn't sell in that show that you've pre-listed, you can always move it over to your buy it now for future shows. You can move it to your future shows and try again, which you should. But also you can move that stuff over to your buy it now, increase the price a bit to your buy it now price, as opposed to an auction price. And then it can be in your future shows is something that, when you're showing something and they're bored, your customers can go into your catalog and start flipping through, like it's the Christmas wish book. For those of us who are old enough to remember the Christmas wish book, you can flip through and basically start shopping elsewhere. Hey Jackie, how are you? So pre-listing does take so long to do, Sassy. I don't do a lot of pre-listing because I do just mostly unboxing. That's me. Like, because that's my life right now. If I ever get organized enough, ever get organized enough. I
Yeah,
will. I
every
will be
seller is so
pre-listing.
different. It's
And
crazy
I'm
because I prefer having stuff in my shop. That's me, you know?
okay, thank you,
Boobs
Melody.
4 minutes. Why boobs?
So it turns red so that no one else sees it except us
Oh,
and the mod.
okay.
Yeah.
Smart. But yeah, pre-listing can take a lot of time. But if you're somebody who needs to finish a show, you like there's a show you wanted to start, and then you're like, let me binge it, then do it while you pre-list, you know. But it really depends on how you decide to pre-list. Also, like it can be kind of quick depending on like how you decide to pre-list. That's the thing. Also, like Jeff, you had a question, but I'm a bit confused. Wait, I need you to wait. It says so flexible. So flexible. Some items are going to be fun. Oh, I want to say more than that. what?
What
What not to somewhere you can
um
be you.
Megahertz probably is going to have a fashion show with swimwear. Is that what we're expecting in the future?
Ooh, you have to do a
I want the
runway.
Victoria's Secrets show, Jeff.
Oh
I want the
yes,
not Victoria's Secrets, because we found out about the owner of Victoria's Secrets, didn't we, recently? You know what I mean. Or, oh, you know what? You could do like Thrifting with ADHD did this awesome show where she had vintage nighties, like granny nighties that my grandmother and my mother used to wear. And she did a whole like fashion show with these wearing these vintage nighties. Um, I'm always on the news, Jackie. My morning is doom scrolling and learning way too much about evil people these days. So, but you could do the same thing, Megahertz. You need to contact all the local in your area, all of the retirement homes, and ask for any of the dead people's 90s. So then you can do a show. Yes, I'm just, this is my sourcing. I'm an auctioneer, so we source wherever we can. Did
and then you
somebody,
need to
because,
strut.
and you need to strut. Well, he does strut, and then he, like, dances
A
because
lot,
he's a
yeah.
professional.
It's
So,
so cool. But like it would be fun that you add wings, to pretend to be like a really cute angel walking down like
yeah.
the runway.
Or, oh, yes, because that would be very Victoria's Secret, wouldn't it?
But
To
it
have the
wouldn't.
wings.
Yes and no, because it would be very Jeff. You
Yes, it
know
would be very Jeff. In a panda
exactly.
costume. In a panda
Yes,
onesie with wings. A panda angel.
exactly. We should be like your managers actually at this point.
There you go. Jeff, we got plans for you. We got plans.
Exactly.
So any other questions for the lovely Emmy? We got all kinds of things for you, Jeff. We got the next 4 months of your schedule planned already. Um well, I mean, AHJC, what happens is that when someone passes away in a retirement home, or a lot of times their family doesn't come and get the stuff. And so it just ends up getting oftentimes dumpstered. They don't even bother to, because diabetes comes like once a month, so they just dumpster it. So yeah, a lot of retirement homes it's just dumpstered. Like, so there's furniture and clothing and knickknacks and all kinds of stuff that ends up getting
Crazy.
dumpstered. So that was one of my sources when I was an auctioneer. Was I would just contact retirement homes. You have stuff that you want to get rid of, I will come take it. I will come take it off your hands, the junk and the good stuff. I will take it off your hands for free.
It's like
And
recycling at this
yeah,
point.
so you're saving stuff from the environment, from just getting in landfill. So I know I said dead people, but
But
that
they're
was the joke
dead.
part. That was the joke part. But it's a reality. Family doesn't often come and get a lot of the stuff. Um, a lot of people just get warehoused, right? Like they go to a retirement home and that's it, and they don't see their family often, and their family doesn't do much after it just gets all shoved away. And anytime I used to, when I my one of my previous life work was to go around to different community organizations and retirement homes and do speeches and presentations about a disease that was affecting older people. And oftentimes I would end up coming in because I had like presentation gear to bring with me. I would come in through the back door, and I would just see piles and piles of old furniture and clothing, and just piles of like boxes and boxes of knickknacks. And I'd be like, what is all this stuff? Because even though I wasn't there for picking, I was still like, ooh, I see some vintage things. What are all these vintage things doing here? Because I was addicted back then too. Yeah, so you'll be surprised. So someone was asking about sourcing and how do you do your sourcing? The chat went away, and so it's way up there. But how do you do your sourcing now? Or do you?
There's
Or do you have enough inventory?
well, that's the thing. It depends on how you do your sourcing. Right now, I don't have enough inventory because of how I do my sourcing. But like, there's so many ways you can do your sourcing. I mainly just go on Facebook Marketplace, actually, and you look for bundles.
Oh yeah,
So you do that, or you can go like to thrift shops, or you can go, like to the thrift shops that sell by the kilo, or yeah, basically. So but I basically just go on Facebook Marketplace, and then I find somebody that sells stuff that I really like, and I'm like, all right, so when are you available? And then like I go and pick up clothes. So yeah, I think they're called bins, actually. When people
yeah,
say they go to the bins, it's basically by the kilo. um
and they're
Yeah, it's
amazing.
awful that it goes all to the landfills. But that's why it's cool. Like the reselling, some people say it's bad because you're taking clothes and you're selling them like at sometimes a higher price. But the thing is, there's so many clothes in this world. Like there's so many clothes in this world that like you reselling stuff actually like kind of helps re-putting the clothes into like the market.
Yeah. Yeah, AHJC says, what areas you guys in? I don't want to step on any toes, but I'm already looking up retirement homes. I'm in Hastings, Ontario, just outside, 30 minutes from Peterborough, an hour and a half from Toronto, east of Toronto. And you're Emmy, you are in Montreal area, I think.
Yeah, Montreal area, but I'm outside of Montreal, so South Shore.
The
But like
greater
basically in Quebec,
Montreal.
Montreal.
The
So we
greater
got
Montreal.
Montreal, yeah, and I'm like there. you know,
You're on the
I'm
South
like
Shore. That
outside of
sounds
the
very
island.
posh. That
Hmm?
sounds South Shore sounds very posh. It
It's
sounds
not.
fancy.
But
Shoppa
yeah,
says, I would love it if we had that here in Vancouver, the bins. You might be surprised. So, like in the UK, they have what they call rag houses. So everything goes to a rag house if a charity shop doesn't keep it. And their charity shops work differently from our megalo charity shops. Um, so you may find that there's like I don't know what they're called here, but there's like they're rag houses. They're called rag houses in the UK, and that's where a lot of stuff goes. So you can get um thrift cam on here goes to rags. Oh yeah, there's a rags one in Toronto, but I don't know in Vancouver. There are places where you will find that sort of thing. That are basically like rag houses that are then sending it. They're giving it. You can buy it in like basically these like pallets of like squished up clothes. And then you just get to see what's in there.
yeah, you can
Um,
actually also like find these types of houses on Facebook Marketplace, guys. Like literally, you can like just like you go on Facebook Marketplace, you write wholesale, okay, wholesale clothes, and then like sometimes you're gonna see like these people that sell like that have a bunch of clothes in those pallets, by the kilo type of things, and like they're like, guys, come and get your clothes, we have a bunch of them, and then they show you like the pictures of like how many clothes they have. So you can just go on Facebook Marketplace and find those people. But most of the time it's going to be like you're gonna have to pay like a huge price, but you're gonna get a bunch of clothes. Like most of them, what they do is like you buy 100 pounds of clothes for $150. So
yeah.
like it's pretty worth it.
So it looks like that.
Yeah.
You get like basically you buy one of those. And sometimes they're like I'm just trying to find some pictures so I can show you. I can't remember what the like that one is in New Jersey, so that one's not applicable. There's like 5-star rags in Mississauga. A lot of them won't let you just come in and pick. Okay, thank you, Melody. A lot of them won't let you just go and pick. So you just put in wholesale used clothing, unless you want wholesale. not used clothing. Um, so like, there is that one in Toronto. Where is it?
It's just funny. It's so random. Normally, when I
Um,
write in the chat, I always
oh,
get
here it
a
is.
flag, but I don't even say
Orifice.
bad stuff.
The
Okay.
the one that's in Toronto is Orifice Market by the pound. So that's the one that's in Toronto. Orifice, Orfus. That's like a bins. The
Oh,
Toronto used to have a Goodwill bins, but it's now a condo. Um, but in my day, 30 years ago, I used to go there all the time. But yeah, not anymore. Okay, last call for any questions. And while we're waiting for some questions,
I want to say
the
something.
the lovely Emmy, do you want to give any advice to someone who's watching right now and being like, I'm not sure if I really want to sell on whatnot? What would you say to them?
If you're not sure if you want to sell and whatnot, well, you will never really know if you're sure, like if you want to sell or not, or whatnot, if you don't try. Like you have to try, that's for sure. And most of the time, like I advise also, like if you try and you didn't like it, I keep kicking my camera. Like at least do 3 shows, at least 3 or 4, because sometimes you think you don't like it, but it's really just because you decided to do a format of selling that was just not exactly for you. Because on whatnot, it's so diverse in the ways that you can sell. So like just try like so many different ways of selling, and like also like don't don't start your shows with like $1 start. You don't need to do that. Most of the time, first time sellers think that like, oh, okay, I should do a $1 start so everybody comes in my show and buy my stuff. You don't need to do that. Actually, you can start your shows at the price that you want them to start. Obviously, if you're a first time seller, don't start your stuff really high, because people will think, oh, that seller is going to always sell me stuff that are too high. But like I saw somebody that I want to shout out. Peace, my lovely. She's not like on whatnot since it's been a while, but like she did her first show was basically like $3 starts. Everything was $3 starts. And I know that like it's still like close to $1 start. But like what's fun is that like, okay, that everything is like kind of like $3. She still gains like money from the $3 start compared to like $1 start. But I would
Yeah.
advise to do at least $5 and above. But not too high. If you do too high, like people will leave, that's for sure.
Yeah,
You
if
know?
everything in your show is $50 and it's not like luxury items, people are gonna balk at that. That's just the
Exactly.
reality. People
And also
people
I
like to
wanted
see a bargain. You need to give them that psychological hit. You can have more expensive stuff, but pepper that in with your
yeah.
with your less expensive items. Unless you're doing a luxury show or a boutique show, then that's totally different. If you're doing a high end vintage clothing, then do the starts that you are right for you. You don't have to do low starts in order to sell and whatnot. It
Mm-hmm.
depends on your inventory completely. And you will build an audience. So it may be that you have higher starts because your items are more boutique or niche. But then 6 months from now, you've built an audience. So one of the things that I would say is don't give up before the magic happens, because on whatnot, it takes time to build your business. So you may have a good first show because people come in just to support you and you get boosted by whatnot automatically if it's your first show. And then you're going to have kind of like a drop and you're going to feel like, oh, this isn't so great. I don't know. I didn't sell anything. This app sucks. But no, wait. Don't give up before the magic happens, because it's there. People are like building multi-million-dollar businesses out of this. It's possible to do whatever you want to do on whatnot. If you want to scale up or you just want to do a hobby show type business on whatnot, you can do it all on whatnot. It's all in how and in not giving up and keeping going and staying consistent.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Thank you so much for hanging out. Linda Lou, my shows are available on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch under the Red Rooster CA. And so my shows are always watchable again. So all of my seller chat shows, my selling shows, everything goes to all 3 of those platforms so you can watch. YouTube is the one that has the most of my shows on it. We're going to raid into Melody now. Thank you so much to the wonderful, lovely Emmy. You're so lovely. It was wonderful to chat with you. We're going to head over now to Melody, and spend some time with Melody, and Melody's going to chat with you about Y2K and a whole bunch of other things. She gave me a list, and I'm like, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you again, Emmy, for your time. I appreciate it.
It's my
And
pleasure.
let's put a whole bunch of emojis in the chat. Whatever emoji you want, put it in the chat when we get
Heart.
there. All right.
Cute heart.
Hearts. Hearts. Lots of hearts. Okay. Love you. Bye for now.